Yeah, after this chapter, there's going to be so many theories, so many discussions that are thrown out there because a lot of stuff was revealed in this chapter, and I'm included. I plan on doing some videos about it this week. I thought this was a really good chapter, One Piece chapter 1113. It is titled Stalemate, and man, I was not expecting at least this reveal at the end, I'm not gonna lie. But if you guys enjoy regular reviews like these, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. That way, minus potential unleashed. And let's get into chapter 1113's review. I do want to talk about the cover page a little bit. I'm not going to go too into detail about it. I'll save that for my breakdown, but I really do like it. I think it's interesting because I play chess, so I understand the different pieces. And I do think that each of these straw hats in their respective pieces, that it fits what their role is for the crew. So I think that Oda did a really good job with that. But the chapter, it starts out with Mars. We remember he was in the room about to destroy the broadcast transponder snail. However, he is now in the Punk records, and well, I guess technically he was always in there, but we finally get to see Vegapunk's brain that I believe he stated was to be as big as a giant, and it's pretty huge, I'm not gonna lie. Just getting to see it, it looks really cool. And Mars, he is going to step on the broadcast transponder snail in order to stop the broadcast that Vegapunk had planned. I also love seeing the different reactions to the people of the world. I believe it was 1109 where we got to see some people like Rebecca, like Morgan's, I think those were the individuals. In this one, we're getting different people. Like we saw Crocus, we also saw Kaya. You know, I love seeing her as Usopp's girl, just seeing her and the Usopp pirates. They even mentioned really excited to hear the broadcast, to hear Vegapunk, since, well, Kaya, she wants to pursue medicine, and Vegapunk, well, you know, he's a genius. We also see people reacting in Baltimore, which is Vegapunk's hometown. They also mentioned Frankie. I also love this aspect because his bounty poster, we know that it's changed to a ship, and they mentioned that, whoa, was Vegapunk the one who did the nightmare of Baltimore? And they're like, nah, that's Frankie, right? How, oh, we heard that he changed into a ship. I just like that because it shows that the people of the world are paying attention. In the last chapter, I mentioned that Vegapunk, he was smart. He's not going to, or at least the Gora say, they're not going to be able to stop this broadcast like they think. And when Mars stepped on the transponder snail, it's not a broadcasting one, not a special one. It's actually a fake, and it's a regular snail. So Vegapunk, he does have the upper hand on the Gorosei, and the broadcast, it is going to continue. There was also, and I'm not going to name any names, but there was one YouTuber that was complaining and really upset, and they caused an uproar within their community and the One Piece community in general, not necessarily being the nicest individual to their fans. But they talked about how, oh, they're mad at the broadcast and Oda doing this and dragging it out and not exactly telling us the secret of the world right away, which I can understand. But at the same time, this is the first time that the time has been in the favor of the good guys, and it's the bad guys that have this time limit that they have to stop something for. And that was only what it lasted, like, I think 4, maybe 5 chapters. So the person who was complaining, they look kind of dumb now. But before some of the information is revealed, we cut to Sanji, and he's like, yo, I hear a girl, she is crying out. It is Bonney. And we see Frankie try to protect her, stand in front of her from Nusjuro's attack. However, Sanji, he comes out of nowhere and he hits Nusjuro. Now, he didn't name an attack or anything, but we see Nusjuro that he is on fire, so it's either the Diablo Jamba or the Ifrit Jambe. That was the attack that Sanji landed on him, and it'll be cleared up in the anime. I don't really sound too hype or necessarily excited for this, is because, well, I didn't see how this movie ends before with Sanji. They got me the last time whenever he kicked away Kizaru's blast, and, you know, I thought he was going to fight him. Heck, I even made a short about it, and I looked silly because it didn't happen. And so I'm not going to look too much into it. It was a cool moment, but then, like the next panel, Sanji, he got bit and he ended up cracking some of his ribs, or Nusjuro did. And so Sanji, he had his hype moment, and then literally in the next panel, it's not as hype anymore. This really reminds me of like his interaction with King when he stopped and saved stopped King from attacking Momo and saved him, and then like literally a couple of seconds later, King was tossing Sanji around like a rag doll, and he ended up smashing him into a building. Bonney in this chapter, she was able to use her distorted future, and she turned or said something along the lines of, give me a giant-ish future. We know how her devil fruit works, and we know that I think it was in 1107 that she asked Luffy to show her how to properly do something, and then a couple of chapters later he ended up turning into a giant. So the fact that Bonney got to see Nika in action, she's able to believe or see that it's a possibility, or see that it's a future that she can use her ability. And so that's why Bonney, she is able to turn into a giant. Vegapunk, and we always knew this, but he came out and said that the broadcast, it only would start once his heart stops. So this is kind of pointing at the fact that Vegapunk is dead now. Just because your heart stops, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're dead. You can be resuscitated. People, they usually, I forget the machine, but you know, it's when they like go like that and be like clear. You know what I'm talking about. I think it's the defibrillator. I had to look it up because I didn't want y'all going in my comments acting like I was dumb. All right, I just forgot. But also, I think in Demon Slayer, when Tengen was fighting against Gyutaro, he mentioned that he temporarily stopped his heart in order to appear dead, and then he ended up, well, even though he wasn't dead, but he kind of came back to life. So just because your heart stops does not necessarily mean that you're dead, or that there is a 0% chance that you can come back to life. But we see different people's reaction to this. I specifically like seeing Caesar because we know how much he wants to surpass Vegapunk, and he even teamed up with Judge in order to do so. We're at the point, the broadcast, it can't be stopped. There's so much that is valuable to the Gorosei that Mars, he can't just destroy the island. There's different Marines, the pacifists, trying to get the power in order to produce the Mother Flame, the Punk Records. So they're at the point where it's like, man, we really can't really do much. And Saturn, he sees Robin, he's pissed, as we mentioned that he climbed up to where the Straw Hats are. And we see Brook, Usopp, Chopper, and Nami, they're trying their best to protect Robin because we know that she, I believe in Ennis Lobby, talked about how she wanted to die and go away because she didn't want the friends that she gained to be hurt. And we see it then again, I believe in Zao, when they talked about how we're going to try our best to protect Robin, and Robin believes that she has friends that are strong enough to protect her. I don't know if the Straw is here. Chopper, he goes into his guard point. We see Zeus attack Saturn. There's Brook, there's Usopp. They're standing their ground in order to protect Robin. I do want to mention Chopper, he did get stabbed a little bit. Saturn, he does have poison, so hopefully Chopper, he'll be all right. I mean, I guess he's a doctor, so I guess he'll be fine. People are going to use this as a slide on Saturn. I'm not really looking too into it. I mean, all these Straw Hats with all their abilities, I do think they are weaker than him, but I mean, Zeus, he was an Emperor's ability, and then we know Brook, his ability with his Soul Solid and, you know, using the ice of the underworld, and Robin, she has Diminoflora. Like, they're okay. Like, you know, it's not going to be like a low diff right away. I mean, I guess technically it could, because Sanji, he got low diff. I'm not trying to do Sanji dirty, but I'm just not going to look too much into it. I think that it's poetic that these Straw Hats, they're fighting for Robin's sake. But the reveal that happened at the end of the chapter, Vegapunk, he informed the world that the One Piece verse, or the One Piece world, it is going to sink into the ocean, and the last panel we see is mermaids swimming in the sea. This is really interesting because it takes me back to chapter 1089, how after the use of the Mother Flame, the tide, they rose, and you know, there's different tsunamis and hurricanes and all that going around. And if Imu had been using an ability like this for a long time, or other ancient weapons, or, you know, there's different things that Imu could have done for all these years that have made the oceans or the tides be higher. It's not really shocking, especially if Imu can just, well, like I said, just spam this ability, how eventually the waters would be too high. And this also takes me back to a couple of things, thinking of the Noah. What is that importance? I mean, if you look at it in biblical terms, the arc, it was built because of the great flood that was brought down upon the world. I also thought about Skypiea, about Ennis Lobby, how it's an island floating in the middle of like a circle, or there's like a little divot in between. Also about Emu, what mythical creature or what yokai he is they're speculated to be. Just a lot of things, and I hope you guys are looking forward to my breakdown on Tuesday, or it might be Monday. I haven't really figured out when I'm gonna do that, as well as I plan on doing a video talking about why the One Piece verse is sinking sometime next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how you guys feel about chapter 1113 in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.